Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw a very simple Hulkbuster. So let's start with the dome part of the head, okay? So from the left to the right, I'm going to draw the dome. So starting on the left, draw a curve all the way around to the right side. Now from here I'm going to connect these two ends with an upward curve going this way, a little shallower, but in the middle I'm going to leave a break because I want to draw a little drop down there. So starting on the left side, go across, and stop right about there, and then I'm going to continue towards the right side. From here, I'm going to take these 2 points and just drop them down slightly, and then draw a straight line across. Okay, from here, let's get into the eyes. So in the middle of this space, in the middle here, I'm just going to draw a straight line across. From this point on the right, I'm going to angle upwards, and on the left, I'm going to angle upwards. Now from here, we could draw in the slits for the eyes. So right here, I'm going to come in a little bit and drop a line down. From this point, I'm going to go to the left a little bit and come down. Then I'm going to connect these 2 points with a straight line. Let's do the same thing for the right side. So dropping down 2 lines, then connecting with an angled line just like that. Okay, from here, let's go up to the side of the head. So from this point, let's go straight up on the left and right. And then we're going to angle upward and in. Then from here, I'm going to take this point and draw an angled line going towards each other on both left and right sides, and connecting these 2 points with a straight line. Now from here, all I need to do is draw a straight line coming down on the left towards the eye, and one on the right. From these points on either end, I'm just going to angle outwards. And from here, I'm just going to drop these lines down to meet the bottom edge of that dome. Now from here, I'm going to take this point and angle inwards on both left and right side, and then connect that with a straight line. Now right about here on this side, I'm just going to drop a line down on the left and right side. Now in the middle between the eyes, I'm going to take that point and angle in on left and right, and then connect that with a straight line across. Okay, so we've got the basics for the head. Let's get into the neck area. So on either point here, where the dome meets the bottom edge, I'm just going to draw a slight little line going outwards. From here, I'm going to come down straight on both sides. Now from here, I'm going to curve in towards the middle here. But I'm going to leave a gap again. So starting here, on the left, I'm going to curve inwards. And on the right, I'm going to go to the same space on the right side. So a little bit of a gap here. Now from here, I'm going to come straight down on both sides and go straight across. Now from here, I'm going to draw a little bit of detail. So taking the halfway point here, going in an angle, then coming straight down, then going in an angle straight across. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So going across, straight down, leaving a little bit of a gap, then right across towards the middle. From here, I'm going to draw 2 lines going straight down, and then connecting these with a straight line. Now that we got that, let's get into the shoulder area. So on these points, on the ends, I'm just going to extend them a little bit higher. Straight up. And then we're going to angle these shoulders down towards the shoulder area. Going straight down. Now from here, we're going to round out the chest down to right about here. So this is where I kind of want to end off. So on the left side, I'm just going to curve out and back in. On the right, I'm going to do the same thing. So curving out and then back in. Now these are going to go towards the center here, but along the way I have these little latches that I want to draw in. So it's basically an angled rectangle. 2 lines, going an angle, aim sort of towards the head, and capped off. So this is going to aim towards the head, 2 lines, and then cap that off. Now that we got that, let's go in and draw the back side of the chest plate. So we're going to come in right about here. So coming in, so angling inwards, right about there. Now these curves are going to go right up to that point on the corners on either end. So let's go up on the left side first. So curving up and touching that corner there. This side, I'm going to do the same thing. So going around, hitting that corner. Let's draw a little bit of detail in the chest. So up on the shoulders here, I'm going to draw 2 little rectangles. So one on one side, and one on the other. Then I'm going to connect this underneath. So underneath, I'm just going to draw a line going right to that point there. Let's draw the same thing on the right. So a rectangle, and then another one right beside it. Now from this point, I'm just going to angle down behind those little latches. Now from here, we can continue to draw a little bit more detail. So on this side, I'm going to draw an angled line. I'll draw one more right on top of that. Let's draw another one here. An angled line, and one on top of that. And a little bit more detail, finding the center point along here and angling up and then across. Do the same thing here. So angling up and then across. Now for a little bit more detail, just in the center here, I want to show a little bit of beveling. I'm just going to go up on one side and curve up. Do the same thing over here. Going straight up, and it will curve right up to the top there. Okay, so there's the chest. Let's get into the belly area. So the hips are going to come down into the middle torso. So let's start right here. At this point, I'm going to move over to the left. So there's a little bit of an overlap, curving down towards the hips. Same thing on the right side. So curving down towards the hips. Now these are going to converge to a point here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the middle, draw a line straight across. Now I want to take these points and connect them to the outside of the hips with a curve. So I'm just going to curve this to the outside, curve this over here. Now from here I'm going to draw the center plate area. So right here I'm going to draw a circle. So let's draw a nice big circle right in the middle, just like that. On either side I'm going to come in. So with the two straight lines coming around center and then connecting that across. Now from these points I want to angle out. Going out. And come straight down on either side, and then I'm going to connect that with a straight line going across. Now from here, just for a little bit of detail, I'll take this corner and go in an angle upwards. I'll take this corner and angle upwards. Now I want to split the distance between here and half, the line going across. Let's do the same thing on the left side. So drawing two lines, angled, and then splitting that right in half. And then in the centers here, I'm just going to draw a little bit of detail, some rivets on the four sides there, just like so. Okay, and with a little bit more detail, let's get into the center here. Let's connect these 2 points with a straight line going across. And on the corners, I'm going to draw these little tiny rivets on each of the 4 corners. Okay, from here, let's draw a little bit more detail. So I'm going to take this point, the distance between here, and just split that in half with a curve, and tucking that in towards that middle plate. Now from here, I'm just going to draw a little bit of detail in the center plate here. So right here, I'm going to draw a straight line across. From this point, I'm just going to curve up to that point, that corner. On the left, I'll do the same thing. Now here, I'm just going to draw a line across twice. From this point, I'm going to angle down. Same with this one here. Now from here, I'm going to do the same thing. So we got 3 lines going in an angle. Now here, we'll do the same thing. 3 lines going in an angle. Okay, so now that we got that, let's get into the legs. Let's draw the thighs first. So right here, from this corner, I'm going to curve out. I'm going to go to the right side and do the same thing. Now I'm doing this because I want to balance this out before I get into too much detail. Let's draw the inner part of the leg. So drawing the inner curve. Now that they're at the same height, I want to connect these 2 points. So from here, I'm going to curve up. From the left, I'm going to do the same thing. Now from here, I'm going to split this thigh. So here, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw one more line across. I'll do the same thing on this side. So drawing a line in a diagonal, going down twice. Now from here, I'm going to take this bottom part, draw a line across like so, then draw a line almost like an L shape. We'll do the same thing on this side. Bottom edge of a square. In this corner, I'm just going to angle down right in that corner. And then here, I'm just going to draw a line across here on the bottoms. Now up here, I'm going to draw 2 lines going across. The same thickness as I have along here. So let's do that again on this side, like so. Now we got the thighs. Actually, one more thing. Let's draw some more rivets. I'm going to draw some rivets up in the corners here, just to give it a little bit more detail. Let's get into the knees and the shins. So here, on either corner, I'm going to draw 2 lines coming down. From there, I'm just going to connect it with a curve. It's Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. 2 lines coming down, connect that with a curve. Now let's get into the shins. So let's start with the one on the left first. I'm going to bring the shins down to the ankles right about here. So taking this edge and just curving down. I want to go across and I want to draw the same thing in the opposite direction like a bracket on this side, but I'm going to interrupt it with a little circle. So let's start here and start curving down, and right about halfway I'm going to draw what's sort of like an oval. On the inside, on the right side, I'm just going to draw a smaller oval. I'm leaving a little bit of space on one side there. Now I'm going to take this line down, all the way down to the bottom of the ankle. Now let's draw some ankle details. So right here I'm going to draw another oval, starting at the top and going all the way around. And then from this point I'm going to draw a smaller oval just tucked in on the right side. Let's connect these 2 points. So I'm going to connect with a curve that goes up. It gets tucked in underneath that oval. Let's get into some detail now. So here, I'm going to draw a circle. So let's draw a circle right about here in the middle of the shin. And then on the inner left side, I'm just going to draw a curve like this, just to give it a little bit of depth. And then from this point, on either side, I'm going to angle out. Going outwards. And then each side, I'm going to come in. And then draw a straight line across. Now for more detail, right here, I'm just going to draw a curve going to that halfway point on that circle and curving on the other side. Now from these 2 corners, I'm just going to angle inwards. So, and then I'm just going to wrap that with a curve going across. I'm just going to close that off there. And just make that twice as thick. So going down at an angle, and then curving the tops. Let's go down here, a little bit more detail. I'm going to draw a curve that follows the contour of that bottom edge of that ankle, going across, and then angling down towards that circle. And then 2 angled lines going in and straight across. So now that we got that, let's get into the foot. So at the bottom of this oval, I'm going to come straight down. A little short line. Now we're going to go along the side of the foot with a straight line. We're going to go in the opposite direction, so going upwards now with a straight line. Now this point is going to meet that ankle. So if we imagine a curve going up, but along the way, I'm going to stop and draw the buckles. So from this point, I'm going to follow that same contour here with a curved line and go up at an angle. Now these 3 points, I want to give it some depth, so I'm just going to give a little bit of height. So 3 equal length lines going vertically, and I'm going to connect these with a straight line here, and then this one's going to curve around the foot. Now this line here is going to follow that same path as the one on the right, and I'm just going to finish that off by curving that line. I'm going to split this distance in half and then going straight down here. Now if I imagine this curve at the top of the foot going behind that buckle and just ending off just like that. Now let's get into some detail on the shoe. So right here is the middle point. I'm going to put a point there. I'm going to take this corner, go straight up. I'm going to come down. I'm going to leave it a little bit of a gap. From here I'm going to go straight into that oval. Now right down here I'm just going to draw a little circle detail. From this corner I'm going to curve down. From this corner I'll curve down as well. There's a little box on the side of this foot, so I'm just going to draw a little small little simple detail. So going up, across, and then just going to go straight across into that ankle there. Let's go into the right foot. I'm going to do the exact same thing but just flipped over. So let's do this together again. So right here I'm going to curve down. Right about here I'm going to draw that oval. So just making sure it's roughly the same size, and then that smaller oval inside. Now this is going to come down. Right here, I'm going to draw that oval for the ankle, and then the smaller oval on the left side, just to give it some depth. Let's draw the front of the shin. So here, curve down like so, and then go across with an upward curve. Now from this corner, I'm going to go up in an angle, and then across with a curve. I'm going to go up with 2 angled lines straight across. Now let's draw that circle. So right up here, I'm going to draw a circle. And like I did here, I gave it some depth, so I'm going to give some depth on the right side. And come down at an angle and out on both sides, and come back in and straight across. Here I'm going to go across with a curve, and from these corners I'll come in round that out, and then make that twice as thick. We're just outlining that same curve. So we got that. Let's get into the foot. So the inner ankle, I'm going to come down. I want these feet to end off at the same spot. So I'll put my finger at the same height, go across in an angle, and go upwards. Now again, I want to meet that up here. So along the way, I go up, interrupt that with a curve, and then the buckle on the side. Then 3 short lines that get pulled up. And then I'm just going to connect it with a straight line on the side. And then curving the top out. And then just following that same path. Splitting that in half and down. Just finish that off there. In this corner, I'm going to put a point here. Draw an angled line. And down to that corner. And then right to the center of that oval. A circle here. Now I want to put that little box that I did on the side here. So I'm going to go from right about here. I'm going to go up, across, and across, sideways. Okay, so now that we got that, let's get into the, oh, we almost forgot the shoulder mount. So on top of this box, I'm going to draw 2 long lines going in towards each other. Cap it off with a straight line across. And come down a bit and go straight behind that dome. Go up to the top here on the right side, do the same thing. Get right in towards the dome. Now the arms, let's get into the shoulders first. So this, I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. See this point here? I want to basically show the inner part of the shoulder mount. So from this corner, I'm going to go up and curve this back in to touch that shoulder line. From here, from this point, I'm going to angle down in a diagonal. I'm going to come down to where the shoulder would end. So right about there like that. So with a curved line, and now I'm going to connect that point to the top of that curve with another curve that goes outwards. From this shoulder point, I'm going to come down a bit and just draw just a little bit of a curve, just showing the under part of that shoulder. Now we can get into a little bit of detail here. So from this point, I'm going to go out in an angle. So going out, I'm going to go straight up, well, straight up in that way, in that direction, and then out at an angle. From here, I'm going to come down, and then down. Make that twice as thick. Just tuck that in under that line. Now from here, I'm going to draw in the arm. So from this point right about here, I'm going to come in a bit, come down. Now from this point, I'm going to draw the forearm and the elbow. So here, I'm going to do an overlap. So I'm just going to intersect that line with a curve. And then this is going to go straight up at an angle underneath that chest. From here, let's go down to the wrist. So here, I'm going to come down with a curve. The side of the wrist, I'm going to come in from here. So, then connect these 2 points with a curve. I'm going to make that twice as thick. Oops, a little line there. Just like that. Just draw a line splitting this. So I'm going to split the forearm. And in between here, I'm going to draw some rectangles. Just like I did up here. Just to show some buckles. Top and bottom. And then I'm going to split them in half. And tuck that underneath them. Like so. Let's get into the thumb and the fist. So from this point, I'm going to angle down, round out or flatten out the thumb. From this point, I'm going to curve in. From here, I'm just going to go 2 lines here and 1 line there. Now for the knuckle, I'm just going to keep this very simple. From this point, I want to come down to the edge of the fist, straight line, and tuck that in underneath that thumb. Here, all I need to do is draw a curve, make that twice as thick. And right about here, I'll do the same thing. 2 straight lines, twice as thick. And then for the forearm, I've got this little box here. So draw a line straight across. I'm going to come down a little bit from that point there. Curve around, and just tuck that in under that wrist. Just like that. Okay, let's get into the final arm on the right side. Do the same thing. So from this point, I'm going to curve around to right about there. So what I'll do is I'll go up, and curve back in. Kind of want to try to match the same size. Do that under part of the shoulder there. Now, from this point, I'm going to curve down, or angle down, and then I'm going to curve down to the point where the shoulder ends. So from this point, come down like that, connecting these 2 points with a curve. From this point, I'm going to angle out, go up, and angle up. So, From this point, I'm going to come down and break that line again. I'm going to make that twice as thick, right there. Let's draw the upper bicep area. So right about here, I'm going to come in, draw an angled line coming down. And from here, I'm going to intersect that with a line for the forearm, and this is going to go straight behind that chest area. Now, let's draw the forearm. So right here, I want to come down to about here, curve down, and here I'll curve down, connecting these 2 points with a curve, like so. Let's draw a little detail for the wrist. And I'm going to break this in half. So drawing a straight line down, and like I did here, 2 rectangles. And then I'm just going to draw a line intersecting that. Let's draw the thumb, so a straight line coming in, flattening out the thumb, and then rounding off the top. I'm just going to split the tip of the thumb and 2 lines here. Let's get into the back of the knuckle, so coming with a curve, straight line across, and then tucking that in under that thumb. Now this curve goes to this area here, so I'm just going to curve this, make it twice as thick, 2 straight lines across. Now for this detail here, line across the top, curving down and across there. Sorry if I'm going too fast. If I am, you can always pause the video, rewind, and start up again and get caught up. If I need any more detail, let's draw some detail on this arm. So under this arm here, I'm going to draw a curve, make it twice as thick. Do the same thing on this side, like so. I kind of pinched that a little bit too tight there. Let's draw some rivets. So on the corners here, let's draw 2 rivets. Over on this side, we'll draw 2 rivets. And I think that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's the Hulkbuster. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like, share this with your friends, and get them to subscribe. If you're paying attention and you saw that mystery prize giveaway badge, be sure to read our video description. I have all the details in there. I'm giving away prizes every week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.